Hello and welcome to a new edition of Voices of the Continent, and today we'll review some reports and news from the African continent. But first we'll go for a short break and we'll be back, so stay tuned.
On the 30th of June 1960, as the Democratic Republic of Congo gained independence from Belgium, Lumumba rose as its first democratically elected prime minister. In a speech that defied diplomatic convention, he condemned colonial expoliation and called for a sovereign, united Congo, free to control its own resources. His ideas were instrumental in the contribution made by the DRC to the charter and foundation of the Organization of African Unity, now known as the African Union, Africa's first post-independence multilateral institution. His brief leadership and brutal assassination marked a definitive turning point in post-colonial African history. Among his most famous words were, "Without dignity, there is no liberty. Without justice, there is no dignity. And without independence, there are no free men." Today, he is remembered not only as a national leader, but as a global emblem of the struggle of independence and dignity.
Welcome back, and you are still watching our news from the African continent. And in eastern Congo, the guns have not stopped even after promises of peace. Just last month, the United States sanctioned Rwanda over what Washington calls its support for the rebel group. Rwanda denies it, but on the ground, T-23 forces still control parts of north and south Kivu, including the strategic city of Goma, seized earlier this year. In December, fighting erupted again just one day after a U.S. brokered peace deal. Kinshasa accused Rwanda troops and M23 of shelling towns in South Kivu. Burundi said 8,000 Rwandan soldiers were inside Congo. In February, the M23's own military spokesperson was killed in a drone strike. The deal, it seems, was paper only. And still with the Congo, and the outbreak comes of Ebola in a region already weakened by years of conflict. Roads are poor, clinics have been attacked, and the health teams struggle to reach communities controlled by armed groups. Past responses were also undermined by corruption and mistrust, with delays in safe burials and community outreach. That legacy means many people are still reluctant to report symptoms or accept treatment. Authorities have now deployed vaccines and new treatments and mobile testing labs. Ring vaccination is underway for contacts of confirmed patients, but responders say medical tools alone are not enough, with more than 2 million people displaced and borders closed to Uganda, Rwanda and South Sudan. Stopping Ebola in eastern Congo will also depend on security access and rebuilding trust with the local community. And still with our news from the African continent, and King Mohammed VI of Morocco marks 27th anniversary of accession to throne as immigration officials struggle to contain a mass influx of migrants into Spain. African enclave of Ceuta, Morocco's king marked the 27th anniversary of his accession to the throne. A long list of world leaders, heads of state and governors sent congratulatory messages to the king as he celebrated Throne Day of the Royal Palace. And in an address earlier in the week, he reaffirmed Morocco's commitment to advancing its development agenda. The king also highlighted the country's stability, security and growing role as respected and influential partners on regional and international levels, and on Friday it was being reported that almost 50,000 of estimated 60,000 people that crossed from Morocco to the Spanish territory in 24-hour period had returned home. Welcome back, and you are still watching Voices of the Continent, and now it's time to watch this report on the Democratic Republic of Congo, which presents a striking contrast between its immense natural resource wealth and its severe humanitarian and structural challenges. While macroeconomic indicators show already growth driven by mining, much of the population remains untouched by prosperity due to persistent conflict, institutional weakness and unfunded social sectors, let alone the outbreak of Ebola, a crisis that reveal underlying structural vulnerabilities. Details in the coming report.
The Democratic Republic of Congo holds nearly 50% of Africa's fresh water. The Congo River is the deepest river in the world and the second largest by volume, discharging 41,000 cubic meters per second. Yet in DRC itself, less than 20% of people have access to clean piped water, a nation drowning in water and still dying of thirst. DRC is home to the second largest rainforest on earth, 155 million hectares. It stores 8% of the world's forest carbon and shelters species found nowhere else. The forest regulates rainfall across Africa, but illegal logging and mining are eating into it. Congo's forest protects the planet's climate, while its own people lack clinics and schools. At Inga Falls, the Congo River could generate over 40,000 megawatts of hydropower, double what Africa uses today. The Inga Dam could power factories from Kinshasa to Cape Town. In reality, fewer than 1 in 5 Congolese have electricity. In rural areas, it's under 5%. Congo could be the battery of Africa, instead it sits in the dark. Congo is not poor, it is the richest country on earth in water, forest, power, land and minerals. The tragedy is not what it lacks, it's what it does with what it has until Congo's rivers light Congolese homes, its forests pay Congolese teachers, its minerals build Congolese hospitals, and its leaders stop stealing the reward. This will remain the world's greatest contradiction. a superpower of resources and a nation of need.
And now we are joined over the phone by Ambassador Soad Shalaby, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Good afternoon, Ambassador Soad.
Good afternoon.
So,
good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. So what kind of political conflicts DRC is going through, and is it internal or it also involves other external entities?
Well, this conflict goes back to the 1994.
Yes.
When the Rwandan genocide happened, and there was many rebel groups who have taken the northern part of DRC, the eastern part of DRC, which is the border with Rwanda,
yes,
in order to attack these rebel groups. They took over the land, and they stayed in these places where in eastern Congo they could not defend themselves, and then they started to spill over after the Rwandan genocide. The flight started, and the Rwandan Hutus formed this group, and they stayed in eastern DRC, while DRC, always Democratic Republic of Congo, always fight those rebels, and
yes.
So they formed this M23, which the DRC is fighting now, and that is why the Tutsis are in Rwanda. They have a historical background that they have this conflict with DRC. They claim to protect the locals and the Congolese Tutsis. So it's an ethnic conflict, and it led to the rise of the M23, which is the March 23 movement, which was formed as the challenge to challenge the DRC central government. It stayed there for many years, and many people have lost their lives. Many Rwandans, many DRCs have lost their lives, because this part of DRC is very wealthy, and it has economic incentives, and there is gold, deposits of gold and tin and coltan. And this made they help them for illicit trafficking. These rebel groups, they profit from the illicit trade of the wealth that the natural wealth and natural minerals that is rich in this part of Congo.
Yes. So, Ambassador Soad, to what extent this conflict is affecting the life in Congo and its effect on Congolese people?
Of course, it affects them economically, because there is endemic poverty. Approximately 67% of the people live in extreme poverty. And the conflict, any conflict, it drags many. The defense budget, of course, tripled, and there has been a lot of social spending, non-essential social spending, and there is also heavy exposure to the global mineral price swings, and there has been the domestic banking system have been relying mainly on the U.S. dollar. That means that it affected not only the Democratic Republic of Congo, but also the East African community's regional integration in this part of Africa has been affected by this conflict, and there has been no way that even with the international interference to do peace accords. There has been several regional peace initiatives between Nairobi and Luanda process. They have repeatedly collapsed due to the mutual distrust between Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo.
So, Ambassador Soad, how do you describe the relation and cooperation between Egypt and Congo in recent years?
Well, the President of the Democratic Republic of Congo has visited Egypt recently, and there has been many memorandums of understanding that has been signed between the two countries, because Egypt and DRC are friendly, two very good friendly countries, and they have decided to increase their cooperation in the fields of trade and industrial collaboration, and also in technical know-how, and increase also the training of Congolese in Egypt. Those who have the experts in Egypt also are invited to go to Congo in order to train Congolese on the different sectors in agriculture or industry or trade. So there has been a lot of coordination and cooperation in that sense.
So also, Ambassador Soad, if we talk about Congo, we have to mention the crisis with the Ebola outbreak. And how do you see the situation now regarding Ebola, as the WHO classified it as an epidemic outbreak?
Yes, of course, it's also a very difficult situation for Congo in this regard, as we talked about the conflict and how much it is spending on the conflict, and how much there is poverty in Congo due to that conflict. There is also this fast-growing Ebola outbreak that, as you said, the World Health Organization, the organization declared it as a public health emergency of international concern, and it, of course, the economy of Congo have been affected because, of course, there are people dying, and there has been many confirmed cases, like more than 3,600 confirmed cases, and maybe 1,587 deaths. That is an overall high fertility rate, especially that the epicenter of this virus is in the North Kivu and South Kivu, and in the places where it is near the conflict. That is why it is looked upon as a difficult situation, because there is a conflict zone, there is an Ebola outbreak, there is hunger crisis, there is poverty, and there is mass population are displaced and overcrowded in camps in that area. That is why this Ebola could spread very quickly, because there is very limited medical care. There's no vaccine for this epidemic.
Yes. So, Ambassador Soad, one final question. What are the potential sources of wealth and the obstacles to further developments in the Democratic Republic of Congo?
The most important in Congo is that it is a rich country.
Yes.
It has critical mineral resources that could be exported. And if they are able to export these minerals, or if they can industrialize it, then the growth rate will increase, and then there will be a way to raise the standard of living, and also to have a macroeconomic growth for using these mineral resources. So as I said, they have copper and cobalt, and they produce them in large quantities, and they have the only problem is that they have an inflation of around 6.5%, and no stability for the Congolese franc, because it is mainly linked with the US dollar. So there has to be to stop the smuggling of the mineral resources, and they have to stop financing the conflict, because it's taking away all the financial incentives and all the possibility of raising the standard of living, and stopping the illegal mining will help to control the resources of Congo.
Yes, I'd like to thank you, Ambassador Soad Shalaby, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Thank you, Ambassador Soad, for being with us. And short break. We'll be back, so stay tuned.